Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Staton, and I play Yusuf on Demon Days, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. We've got a great episode lined up for you, but first we want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsor, ArcKnight. Their detailed, high-quality props, maps, and minis are a delight and bring the table to life. We also want to thank Gordon McAlpin for the artwork for our show. Being infernal has never looked so good. Like what we do? Give us a review on your podcast app of choice, and then hop over to our socials to say hi. That's These Demon Days with a Z on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And now, on with the show.
Friends, fiends! So that thing with the Kenku. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. But as long as everyone consents, I guess you do you. Anyway, you ready to hear the next chapter of my gripping tale? What? No, not grip my tail, you donk. My gripping tale. Oh, God damn it. Okay, so our heroes finished shopping and have decided to let loose on one more evening before starting their fateful journey. And that's where we begin on these Demon Days.
Let's go drop this stuff off and then go to the Kissy bits.
Sure, certainly. Let's go. On the way back, I am waiting a little anxiously to see if my cell phone's going to ring, theoretically. You know what I mean? Like I'm waiting for...
Oh, you're waiting for a response?
Little buzz from the journal.
You feel something, and you open it quickly.
Yeah.
And you just see the two letters O-K.
Okay? Like...
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Do you say that? Okay. Really?
Yeah. Really?
Do we hear him?
You all right?
Are you trying to keep it secret?
Yeah, I mean, as much as he always is.
Okay, so then if you want to discern what he's doing, roll it. He's applying a bit of stealth to it.
20.
13.
13? Okay. Lisa notices at least.
You okay, Fetter?
Yeah, it's all fine. Yeah.
I think you're going to like camping more than you expect.
I mean, the boat. Can there just be more of the boat? I'm fine with the boat.
It's only a day. It doesn't go any further.
Fine.
But
I got 17.
17?
What's in your book? Well,
I was just looking back over our notes. I was talking to the drunk outside, and he mentioned that there might be something in the tower to do with the Modrons.
Would I recognize that?
Yeah. You don't even have to do a roll. There's a lot of fairy tale in literature of the Modron and Primus and
clock people.
The clock people. And especially
yes.
You guys in your order, you're more focused on the disappearance because that's a fun story.
Which remember we pulled that whole. And I'm gonna again. This is all like stage whisper as we're walking back. Remember we pulled all that stuff apart from and it was all clockwork and stuff. So.
I mean, could be
very weird because I thought that largely we were dealing with demonic forces or...
And I thought those guys had all... I mean, I
the
thought they
Arrow
disappeared.
Cult,
they're like not...
Modrons too? Like... I mean, this is getting weird. But anyway.
Well,
so yeah, okay, it's all weird. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he just stuffs his journal back in his pocket.
Knowledge history 18.
Okay.
The gnomes talked about the Modron or disappearance or anything. Like, would they have any insight as to what actually happened?
They don't have any of the cause of it.
Who they are, what they do, anything that might run in line with this?
Sort of. There's a time long before where the deities got into their own little scuffle. Not blood war per se, but they started having their own squabbles for control. And part of that's the reason why people consider them the deities asleep. There's some general distrust as major deities, major players had a battle over ideals. And during that time, they disappeared. And why they did or how they did, if they took a side or if they participated, that stuff is all hearsay. But the gnomes that you've lived with, their theory is that they built war machines for the gods, the celestial war machines, and kind of in a move that's a little bit surprising considering their more lawful nature. And they picked a side and they lost. That's the theory from the gnomes, which would explain why it's been a lot harder for them to develop more technological advancements and how they've had to work with the dwarves more, and how the dwarves shutting themselves off has caused a frustration. During your time there, the dwarves were still open for trade, but there was issues. They were starting to delve into their own civil war. So you get a lot of frustration from your gnome peers.
So the gnomes and the dwarves, or just between the dwarves, a civil war?
The dwarves have had a civil war thing that was brewing. So as of in the present, based off the thing you heard from the crier, the doors are shut. The doors weren't shut back in the day, but technology has stalled, and that relationship has stalled, and that was a main frustration in a lot of the industry that you would walk by as gnomes were working on their own thing, and even your mentor there. And most of the people there don't care for the Svirfneblin very much. It's all underdark, vile, horrible stuff. They don't want to work with them, but
the Svirfneblin aren't evil, though, are they?
No, they're not. I mean, they're along the lines with Drow. Some of the elves and the Drow have their own scuffle.
Got it. Okay.
And the Modron, they're like very lawful neutral, right?
Yeah.
Like my order probably would have really enjoyed stories about them.
Right. The fairy tales are really fun. They're probably the most fun that you might read in the world. And no one needs to really embellish on any of them because they're so goofy and it's so weird and so fun. But there's always been a current of them being lawful neutral, so which makes their disappearance weird. There's a lot of stuff that has gone into myth.
What was was there an initial next to the message?
No, all lowercase. If there were a case that was it's very perfunctory, okay.
Right. Son of a bitch. He's still mumbling to himself.
The messages you get, they may be clipped, they may not use words for laziness sake.
Right.
There's a sense of clipped conversation from everyone you've dealt with in the book.
Right.
But just okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't sit right with you at all.
Nah. Yeah.
Like more so than you'd expect. Just no answer would be better than just okay.
Okay. I feel like he's just like occasionally muttering that to himself.
And you guys, as you reach the cross scimitars and start to unload your stuff, and that doesn't take very long. Maybe 20 minutes of saying hi to Wissam, getting your stuff in, unfettering yourself from all the purchases and shopping.
It's fine.
Yeah. And you find yourselves outside of the cross scimitars.
Right. Well,
It's too early for the cross scimitars to be busy. A couple people have trickled in, but nothing's hopping there. You're at the early part of the evening where people are starting to wind down and get ready to have their evening.
Look, gang, I've got no grand agenda for the night except to maybe just have a pleasant evening with all of you. So
Yeah, it's going to get really gross over the next few days.
Yeah.
So
lead on. I will happily follow.
Yusuf comes out without his armor or his weapons.
Okay.
All right, so you're just like full Pooh Bear? Like, what's going on?
No. He's
Do you
got
look
his
like a basketball mascot?
he's got his pants on. He's got a shirt on.
He's going casual.
Bathhouse.
Oh, going out, and I just start to like preen on your collar, and just like okay, Yusuf.
Stop it.
All right.
I don't plan on wearing this long.
Well,
Bathhouse.
I'm going to pick up a little bit of reading first, if that's all right.
sure.
Oh, right, the bookstore.
You don't have to come, Yusuf.
You don't have to go along with us, Yusuf.
That
No, I
too.
know.
All right, Taz, dirty books.
Dirty books.
And then a nice clean bath. Wholesome.
Dirty books in a bath. Perfect.
What about
Actually, that sounds fantastic.
That does. You guys,
I'll come
dirty
along to the
books and
bookstore.
dirty things in a clean bath?
yeah. You ask around, and a few people milling about in the city give you decent directions to where you're going, and you come across a fairly unassuming building.
Do we pass the rest of Eldath on the way?
No, it's a different direction.
Okay.
It seems fairly normal, except for the
Trying to
signpost.
score a date tonight. Don't even laugh at me, Feather.
There's this one snort. I'm sure, Lisa, it's going to work out. I feel fairly positive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
No, you wouldn't be. Yeah, okay.
The place seems fairly normal, except for the signpost above the door, which depicts a woman opening a book to the viewer as if she were flashing her breasts. Within the book is the header, The Kissy Bits.
Nice.
You walk inside, and the bell dings above you.
Well, I'll do my usual exterior, anything on the sign, anything in the book, anything.
You see the rose petals.
Oh, you see the rose petals?
Yeah.
Okay.
You walk inside and find stacked books everywhere. Some of them are actually shelves, a bookshelf of shelves The place is just jam-packed. There's a weird order and chaos to it. There are cats everywhere in this place, chilling on the tops of shelves and acting as temporary bookends.
Cats?
Yep. A musty smell of old paper permeates the place, and it's mixed with a scent of honey and berries, and it's not altogether unpleasant. One of the cats hops from its perch, a calico, and before your eyes transforms into an older woman as it walks towards you. You see her, she looks around 50 years of age, human, with excessively long jet black hair, interrupted at the temple by silver streaks. She approaches and folds her hands gently. Welcome to the Kissy Bits.
Hello, welcome. We're very excited to be here.
That was a wonderful trick, turning into a cat.
Yep.
Oh, you
neat
like
trick.
it?
I
Amazing.
did. That's fantastic. You are such a cute cat.
Oh, I know.
And you're lovely as a person, but what a cute
Well,
cat. I'm
thank
a sucker
you.
for a calico.
Calicos are great.
I was just about to pick you up.
I wouldn't have minded so much. We'll see how the shopping goes.
And there we go.
I just kind of chuckle under my breath at this image of Yusuf picking up a tiny calico cat and then all of a sudden having a woman in his arms.
Well, we've seen your trick, and Lisa looks elated, but
And nothing changing.
we've heard all the sorts of exciting and interesting things about your shop. Show us your wares.
Oh, yes. A lot of erotica and poetry and all sorts of even music. We've got people who write music, and we just sell it all, as long as it's dirty. I even write my own, but that's not very professional. I have to pimp my own stuff.
No, but the unique tastes of the individual. I mean, what's more intrinsically interesting than finding out what really gets someone going? And I appreciate you committing that to paper.
You said poetry?
There's some poetry.
Where would that be?
She leans over some books. Take that aisle down and turn left, and it'll be a couple of lefts and rights. The books will guide you toward the back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you. And he walks off.
Yeah. You head down that way and start doing the little maze, and sure enough, you have to turn left and you have to turn right, and suddenly you find yourself snaking off into your own direction. The place feels bigger than it is because of the nature of how the shelves, the aisles are all books, and they're all maze-like. If it weren't so linear, you'd wonder if you got lost.
It's like the last bookstore if it was just a floor.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I don't think we caught your name.
I'm sorry. My name is Ursula Guinevere. I am the proprietor of this bookstore, and I also write literature. Just a fair warning, mine is a bit on the dry side, more political in nature, and
Certainly.
that's not to everyone's taste.
Yeah,
But we have all flavors here.
fantastic.
Please, feel free to look around.
May I ask for a recommendation?
I'm glad you asked. Her eyes brighten. I have a few different books you might want to grab, and I can point you to them if you wish.
Oh, fantastic, please.
She reaches behind her and pulls out a nice long scroll. We've got one that's interesting called There and Back Again, A Saga of Dalliances by a Jensen Kanda Rowell. And it's, as it says in the title, it's probably one of our most self-explanatory books. It's a journey of adventurers who have a saga of dalliances.
That seems very relatable, and I like it.
It's not a very long book, despite being a saga, which is nice, unexpectedly pleasant. They just get right to it. We are in a town. Instead of shopping, let's just lose the clothes. I can appreciate a book that gets to its point. Another one, and it's the sequel to this. Again, Back and There and Back, a sequel of Dalliances. It's not as good as the first one. They decided to throw a little extra plot in there. They never are. They get this delusion. And, to be fair, as a writer, I do too, of adding more because you think that we need more for a sequel when it's maybe just another one. It can just be another one. They can just have another saga, another journey, a fucking. It's fine. We have one that I wrote, and it's called Good Debates, Good Dicking.
That sounds amazing.
It was my very first one I wrote. We've also got one
Are
called...
there debates about how well you got dicking?
That's a good
Are the
idea.
debates solved by dicking? Are there any non-dick sex acts?
Well, that's the thing. This
Are
was
there
my very
debates
first book.
about the quality of dicking?
No, it's... Again, I have to preface this. This was my very first book. So I was very excited about the idea of having two, male politicians of a time, kings or senators and things like that, getting into a heated argument over land ownership or territories and then just go into town on each other's knobs. So it has all the rough trappings of a very first book. And your guys' ideas are great, but since I've heard them, I don't know if I can use them. I don't want to steal ideas.
Go for it.
Are you sure?
Well, for my part, yes.
I will give you a free copy if I get to that book. How about that?
What an honor.
Awesome. There's also, we've got The Devil's Advocate and Other Sex Enders by me. It was my second book. It was... Oh my God. We've also got Debate Yourself. And my favorite, Sweet Polymorph by Jiraiya Toadhopper.
What's that? Feder the whole time had been just kind of like enjoying the group, watching, them kind of like be into it. It's kind of, and he was particularly kind of like throwing his glances at Tazlin and just watching her be excited. And was just kind of like, oh, I don't need anything. And then was just like, wait, what's that?
Yes, it's this Sweet Polymorph is a story of a young man out on a journey, his very first journey, and he's looking for the spell of polymorph. And he thinks it would be great if he could have sex with people or creatures of every kind. So the idea is he wants to learn and gain more of like, I want to be a lion and have sex with other lions. I want to be a wyvern and figure out how that works.
Lisa, we're definitely buying a copy of this. Okay. It's going to be a long... It's going to be a...
Polymorph. Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah. We're definitely buying a copy.
Taslin's eyebrow just raises.
Yeah.
Laces in like full-on anime face.
Yeah.
Like,
Despite the fairly crude premise on my part, it's really compelling. There are a lot of ups and downs in this journey, and
ups and downs and ups and downs.
Yeah, depending on the species, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This fellow goes through so much, and it's very interesting.
I will take that one.
Yeah, we're buying
Sure,
that one.
okay.
Yes,
So we'll
we're
get
buying
that.
one.
And
What about this Devil's Advocate and Other Sex Enders?
she pulls out. It's a overlong.
It's a pocket-sized book.
It's a pocket-sized novella. She hands it to you.
Now,
Oh my God!
Ursula, is there a... I mean, it's all fairly salacious, and I appreciate that on its face. Is there a restricted section, perhaps, for Friends of the Rose?
And a bestseller section. Point me
A
to that
bestseller?
one. Yeah.
Sure. For both, the answer is yes. If you take the way opposite of what your other friend did,
Yeah.
and just follow the path, the books will lead the way.
Copy that.
Yeah, and you, it's weird. The books do lead the way. There's only lefts and rights as you get in there. And how can this geography work? Mm-hmm. But you go with it. It's part of the charm, and you never feel lost because it's linear.
I'm just like running my hands along the books as we're walking.
You guys who are looking around at books and poetry and things, if you want to do a perception, Feder, you don't really need to, because you've got a high enough one that you would notice.
– 15.
15.
I got a 1, which brings me to 2.
Okay. Tazlin, you're running your hands along the books, and you stop. This book catches your attention immediately, just for the sheer, this exists? They did this? The title of the book is 99 Songs About Fucking and One About Quiches. The name on the book you recognize immediately, Barney Fenlaw.
Shut
No.
I'm very much just kind of like, what? This, how?
Hold on. And
Oh.
I'll pull it out of... I am...
And I'm slowly sliding it out as I'm looking at the name. And then Feder just grabs
it out of his hand, and I just immediately start flipping and
Yep.
looking for Fee to see if there's a story about
Oh, okay.
my aunt
Yeah.
in this book.
So the way the book is constructed, the song about quiches is in the exact middle of the book,
Oh,
where
great.
it splits at the seam,
Well,
where it has the
Tasteful
And-
book ending, yeah.
yeah. The song to the right, you recognize Fee.
And then the stealing of the pants. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
The song is crudely titled "The Pants Dance."
Dear Lord.
I hate Barney so much.
And
See, this is what makes you hate her, and this is what makes me love her.
and there's musical notes alongside it. It's written where you could catch with a basic cursory knowledge of music. It's a jaunty little tune.
Oh, no. I have to get rid of every copy of this and destroy.
I'm hearing over his shoulder going, no, you don't.
Oh.
We are keeping this, and I am learning this song so I can whistle
Pants
it.
so nice, I stole them twice.
Oh, no.
We are absolutely keeping this book.
Do you think people sing this in bars?
We can always start.
No. Oh no. Oh God.
Oh, I'm going to learn every single one of these songs.
Oh, okay.
Yusuf, you went to the poetry section. Mm-hmm. As you're traveling through and eyeing the various titles, you come across one that
I'm looking for. First of all, are there any cats in this room?
No, they didn't follow you.
Damn it. Okay. I'm looking for like the equivalent of like Wordsworth.
Okay.
Very long-winded.
You find one called The Triumphs and Tribulations of the Paladin Fesser. It's huge. It's a thick volume.
It is.
And it's a poetic tale. You've heard of it, the premise, just his journey from making his oath and all the creatures he's had to fight and the people he's had to fuck along the way. And that's a crude version of it because it's all very flowery, very lengthy, long, and,
That tracks.
yeah,
That
lengthy
tracks.
and long.
Okay.
But it's also a fairly rare tome, so this is kind of a good find.
Neat. I'm going to pull up the nearest beanbag and
All right. You get going on that epic.
read in a little bit.
It's ironically impenetrable in terms of reading it, and the margins are ridiculous. Almost.
Is the book for sale?
Also like
Yes.
him.
Sorry, what was that?
I said it's dense and very thick margins, also like you.
And you also get at the very beginning, the bookend,
Take that as a compliment.
the framing device is, because his name is Fesser, he is confessing his story. So it's all from the point of view of, in my time.
So Fesser's a pen name.
Yeah.
Got it. What oath did he take?
He took one of the ancients, actually.
Neat. Is this book for sale?
Yes. You see each one of them has a dainty little mark inside of a price.
How much is this one?
This one's like 12 silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not in good enough a condition to be a rarity. You just don't see many of these.
Got it.
It's not a collector's item by any means. A lot of these books are old and rough around the edges, so no one's
Okay.
making good money off of this.
I'll carry that one out then.
All right, cool.
Snaking my way towards the back, did that get me to anything, or did it just the rare books?
Yeah, eventually I snatched the book out of his hand and
Yeah.
popped it. I was like, come on, let's keep going.
Interestingly,
No.
and almost not in a humorous way, you find one by unknown called The Tragedy of Coralon Larethian.
Mm-hmm.
Another rarity, but yeah, in the more restricted section, this one looks a little bit more pristine, a little bit more well cared for, and it's a higher price, 5 gold.
I mean, it's going to be a long trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that you necessarily care about that history so much. It's a good addition. Weird
Right.
amongst these rougher books and stands out.
Yeah, I'll flip through it. Is there anything scribbled in the margin? Like, is there anything that
No,
stands out
it's-
about the book?
It's pristine. It's in great condition.
Do I know that name?
Yeah, you know you've at least read enough about the elven culture. That it's their main deity, the one
Yeah.
who created the race of elves.
Taslin, elf sex?
I love me some elf sex.
Nah, I figured you did. No, okay.
But yeah, the edges of the pages have that gold on it. So when you close it,
sure.
the edge looks like gold. The trim is really nice, and as you pick it up, the book, like, it feels like it hasn't been opened very much too. It feels very new. And
I'm looking for like the book that opens the secret bookshelf to the basement.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the most worn and torn book, actually.
Worn and
It looks
torn?
like it's been loved and
Yeah.
reread many a time.
Can I try and find something dirty about tieflings? My erotic imagination is Lisa. Isn't that great?
Sure. Unfortunately, Feder, you don't find any like secret passage, and you do see a few markings of books of interest that have a notch next to them on the shelf or the bookshelf.
Right.
The shelf of books made of. You get it. You see a few notches of rose petals of just these are interesting volumes, but
Okay.
no secret passage. You get the sense that the Black Rose or any of the members of it have a good time shopping here, and they find
sure.
that it's more of a secret thieving book club.
Oh, yeah. Oh, guys. Oh, that's nice. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice, you know.
Yeah,
Thieves Guilds get a bad rap. Yeah. All right, so
Lisa, on your search for finding tiefling erotica, you find one that Ursula didn't mention to you, but it has her name on it, and it looks a bit more produced, like it's a bigger book, thicker volume. It's called Tristan's Naked Griffin Ride. And the cover, you see a painting of a tastefully posed, buck wild, naked tiefling male with rainbow hair riding a griffin just in the cloudy sky. And this thing, there's a page for text, but then the next page is a painting, like art, and all very detailed, still very tasteful, but man, some exquisite sexing, and it's the most beautiful tiefling you've ever seen. And you haven't seen many. This is the group, but you didn't know you could feel that excited about a horned being.
Nice. I take this, and then I take Sweet Polymorph up to Ursula, and
let's
and then I asked if she'd Ursula, did you do the illustrations on these too?
Oh no, I can't draw worth a damn.
Who did? They're lovely.
There's a tabaxi in town somewhere I hired. Her name is Flower Fissa, and she did the artwork for it. So she hasn't been back to Edgewater in a bit, but we got to talking, and I had this idea for the book. And as far as how it came out, I mean, it's okay. There was a collaboration with a few other people to get it produced, and I had to change a few things, but in general, it's one of my more produced works, a little bit more edited. And you know how it is. Everyone gets their own ideas in on it, but I like the artwork. I had full control of that, so I got to commission her to do it, and she was more than happy. So
cool.
Well, I'm gonna take this and Sweet Polymorph.
Cool.
Let's group rate, and then I'll throw the elf book and Barney. And I was like, Lissa, Barney?
I have Barney's book.
Yeah.
No way am I letting you have that.
What do you say?
Wait, Barney can read and write.
Couple of volumes.
Oh yeah.
All together.
Angry.
Did I find like the one that was worn and loved and
for you,
Pages gingerly stuck together.
You found it takes a bit, 5-10 minutes. You're just looking for something that's almost a decrepit book of just its wear and tear, and you find one, and the text is very faint, so some of the lettering has washed away. You can still see the indent of it, and it's a beholder and his beanstalk.
I mean,
and it is well worn. It is well worn.
Sure it is.
We're degenerates, you know.
Yeah, and then the back still has its text. It's the tale of the Xanathar of Sky Point and his self-love. It is meant as it's a lot more satirical as you page through it, as more of a haha, like, isn't he going to be mad about this? But
I am genuinely curious, so I'm going to take that too.
All right, let's see what all you grabbed. So someone grabbed Sweet Polymorph,
Yes, that was me.
and then
But we'll share book club.
you got the songs about Keishan and fucking.
Yes.
So one of those, and then the Beholder and his Beanstalk, and then
The Paladin one.
oh yes,
Fetter, what did you get?
Oh, I got this elf thing. It's about the elf god had a nice time. I don't know. It just looks nice. I don't know.
yeah. You're not entirely sure if there's anything to elicit, but anything featuring elves would have some sexual element to it, just in the flourish of the telling, or just in the pictures. So you'll get some nice art either way.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just 5 books so far.
6.
6. What was the one?
Tristan's Naked Griffin Ride.
Ah,
Sweet
yes.
Polymorph. Songs about sex and quiche. Beholder and the Beanstalk. Paladin Poetry. And Elf God Sex Tragedy.
All right.
This is a lot of books. But sure. It's a long trip, right?
Yeah. Let's do, especially with the Coralon one, let's do maybe 30 silver.
Sure.
Something like that, yeah. These books I've seen wear and tear. I'm not exactly going to,
Gang,
get a mint out of this.
I've got it.
Thank you, Fetter.
I'm such the minute I have money.
Yeah. As you hand her the money, she does a soft little purr.
You know what? I'll give her just a single gold piece. Because
That purr is a lot louder.
Who likes change? I'm such an asshole.
Who likes having money?
I just kind of reach over Fetter to grab the Barney's book, the 99 songs.
Yeah.
And as I'm slowly pulling it past him, I whisper in his ear, I'll give it to you if you make it worth my while.
I'm planning on it.
Yeah. The money has changed hands. And Ursula looks pleased. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed your time and found books that you liked. And
Sure.
I don't like to see people leave here without something interesting or something humorous.
Listen, we were in trust for about a week.
Oh,
maybe a 10-day. And it just snooze fest. So we just appreciate that you exist. And you know what? It's really a service you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
Undervalued.
No. You know what? I really appreciate you saying that.
Right.
You guys are very nice.
Bathhouse then.
Yes, the fervent dip.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go grab Poe?
Well,
come on, Lisa.
yeah.
You want to go grab Poe?
Is the rest of Eldath on the way to the dip?
We can go in a circle, like.
I don't want to look like I'm trying hard. I don't care that much.
I mean, we just solved a bunch of murders there. We're allowed to stop back by the next day. There's not like a 2-day note rule.
Waiting period.
Let's go. Let's go.
And you hear, as you guys leave, you hear, murders.
Yep, town heroes.
Sex.
Because again, I'm trying to like.
A murder mystery with sex.
How about that?
You could just follow us for the evening.
No, how about this? That's. I know the ladies pitched you.
The gears are just going. Yeah. Oh
Just
my
let her
goodness.
be. It'll be better than anything we could come up with.
Okay, sure.
Look at these illustrations.
Yeah, that is a thing. I didn't know you could have 2 of those. Anyway, bathhouse.
Murders and sex on a steamboat.
She gasps. It's like, excuse me.
Tess.
Because there aren't trains around, so, I mean, it's the closest I can get to the murder on the Orient Express.
I love it.
Murder on a motorboat. Motorboat murders.
Motorboat murders.
Oh my God.
Yusuf,
And you guys leave, and she's
I have no words.
I'm
Ursula's
just
hardly
expecting
containing
Feder
herself.
to just like grab me.
just slowly, just the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah.
It's not even him.
And
You
it's-
see a shepherd's crook just slowly sliding in behind you.
it's like, it's a guided turn, right? It's just a guided.
And Ursula nods after you. Farewell, my friends.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. And you shut the door, and the bell dings, and you are on your way out.
Ding.
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 Where are you going? What are you doing?
Apparently, we're going back to the rest of Eldath.
You guys can go into the bathhouse. I can do this on my own.
You guys can make a quick detour. It's a bit of a roundabout, but
Liza, you tell us. No.
No,
Tess is always
she's-
ready to wingman.
I am, but you've got to do this on your own.
I think I got this.
All right.
You can do it.
We'll see you there.
How did my hair
Lie,
look?
little birdie.
There wasn't any marks from that thing yesterday, right?
No, you look good.
I don't look like I've just been eaten by a succubus.
I like
No.
walk over, kind of like lick my thumb, just smooth
the
down
eyebrow.
a piece of hair, and then I go. I shake my head and I just tousle it up, and I'm like, okay, now you can go. Okay.
and Lisa skips and hops away, heads towards her place, and let's follow you first.
Fly, little birdie.
You make your way to the
Feder
rest of
thinks that's
Eldath.
adorable.
You make your way back to the rest of Eldath, and it hasn't been too long since the events transpired, so there's a few more people there, a few more soldiers keeping watch. They seem to eye you suspiciously, but they let you through, and as you enter into the place, you almost bump into Poe as she's scurrying out as fast as she can. Boom.
Hey.
And like, oh God, excuse me. I'm so...
Poe.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm so sorry. You're,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you getting off work?
Yes, I'm trying to get out of here as fast as I can.
Same. Oh, well, I mean, I'm not trying to get out of here as fast as I can. I mean, I was looking for you and get you out of here as fast as we can. Do you want to go to the bathhouse with us?
She thinks for a second.
My treat.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Cool. And she scurries after you and makes a quick nod to Janesh, who's sitting where she was. He's taking over as like the evening clerk, and he just sighs. He's like, oh, okay. See you later, guys. And you two start heading your way to the bathhouse. And at about time's up, right? You guys, the rest of you are walking not very fast. Lisa and Poe are running, and they, at a certain point, I don't know who starts it, either Lisa or Poe, but it starts being funny that you guys are just running, and you haven't even discussed being in a hurry, and you start giggling a little bit. And you three happen to hear them just running.
Hear the giggles.
Yeah, you hear the
coming.
giggles. And they stop abruptly, and Poe kind of trips. She trips a bit as she stops. She doesn't quite stop on the dime.
That just
Like,
makes
oh
me giggle more.
shit. Hi. Oh, you're friends.
Yeah.
Hi,
We
Poe.
felt really bad for making things probably a lot busier for you by killing your night shift lady, but it turns out she was like kind of bad.
So I heard.
Anyway, it's kind of a sore spot for all of us, so let's go get our bathhouse on.
Let's head over there. With Poe being with you guys, she leads you to the place, taking all the right turns, finding the quickest way there. You sense that she's into it. You go through a few alleys and other establishments, and it's a little bit more tucked away than you might expect. You see a sign above the door that reads The Fervent Dip, and as you enter, a blast of warm and humid air hits you, and you enter the establishment's main lobby, which is also themed to look like a forest clearing, but a little bit more of like you might see on a cover of an Enya album or something. Just a forest clearing that's a little bit more majestic.
Shepherd Moons. I like this one.
Yeah, it's a lot more manufactured and built to be this way, but you forgive it. The place is comforting and soothing. There's light music playing, although you can't determine the source. You're immediately greeted by a younger male drow in white robes that cling to his sweaty skin, giving not a whole lot to the imagination. Hello, I am Sherit, Gendarin of the Fervent Dip. We have a few different specials, a few options. If you are looking to bath with us tonight, I trust since you are here that you are looking to bath with us tonight.
Yes.
Amazing.
Private rooms, sure.
We do have those, so here is the rates. If you wish to have a communal hot spring, that's 5 silver, 25 silver each for a private heated bath. They're pretty spacious. We have a lot of room here, even though it might not look like it. And if you want a private heated bath with a servant to bathe you and clean you, that is 1 gold.
Gang, Lisa, I know you like to keep your eye out for the interesting. How do we feel? I personally wouldn't mind not being out and completely out in the open, but...
Oh, private sounds fine to me.
Okay.
And just so you know, even our more spacious communal rooms are separated. You're not in one giant room with everybody. There's a few different communal rooms. So there might still be a couple people in there, but generally our customers don't like to jump into a room with just a bunch of random people. So if you found a communal room together, you'd all pretty much be left alone.
Very good.
And we can be custom about that too. If you, as a group, want to be left alone in one communal room, kick me a little bit extra and we can block it off.
That sounds great.
We have a lot of options, and you don't even have to stick with one thing for the evening. If you want to get a little bit of your feet wet here and there with...
I just walk right up to him and I put a finger over his lips. I'm like, I think we've already made a decision.
Perfect. Or as he says through with the finger, perfect.
How's 8 gold sound for the lot? Maybe 1 attendant for the room?
8 gold?
Yeah,
Is
food
it-
and
His
drink.
eyes go anime wide.
Yeah, there's 5 of us.
It was 25 silver per person.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
with an
one-
attendant,
one
it's
gold.
1. Oh, wait.
1 gold for an attendant, which is 5 of us. It's 5 gold plus 3.
I think that meant an attendant each,
Oh, each.
to help
Oh, okay.
wash you.
Well-
but no, 8 gold and
For discretion and
food and drink and
food and
discretion.
drink. And
We have that. Not a lot of options. Your basic fruits, vegetables, and some slight meats with some mead.
long bottom leaf.
Oh yeah, we have some of that too.
All right, sure. Yeah, sign us up.
Cool. He gladly accepts the money and shows you.
Guys, I am not good with money. If anyone has not noticed, my spoiled rich ass is not...
Why did you just
I
add?
just added because I'm also not good with money. Did I add it? Did I subtract it?
He literally just put in 8 gold,
and hit add.
That's not
It's
how you
your
use
fault, D&D Beyond.
it. Yeah. So he
Costs
first.
better 3 gold pieces because I brought a friend.
Okay. I mean, sure, fine.
And you hear Poe. Oh, goody. The drow leads you to a side room that
I
you
pass
see.
you too.
He leads you to a side room of a bunch of different chests. Looks like a fairly similar setup to what you had at the brothel before. And he points to them. Here's where you can keep all your stuff. You just have to place your hand on it, set a command word, and it's attached to your hand. It's some extra magic we were given by the resplendent Galatha. She helped us in that way. And
Look over at Listen. I'm like, Galas is totally a freak, She has to be.
I would not
mean,
say.
obviously. But
More than likely.
A freak?
yeah, just like,
She likes
One of
weird
us.
she's
things.
into it.
One of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Enjoy your stay. And he saunters off gracefully.
So, as I'm getting sorted, and we head into the room and start to whatever, I am not casting Disguise Self on myself.
Okay. You guys are doing a more private communal room first.
Yeah.
Okay. You pop right in.
So, as the shirt comes off,
I felt all special and now I'm not special anymore.
there is a full chest piece tattoo of a ship in stormy waters on the front. And the back is the full back, think like Yakuza tattoo, full back, and it's a a hellish cityscape, and but the centerpiece of it is a giant onyx tower, probably like a 10-story onyx tower with just like fire and lightning and a fairly familiar cityscape, you probably guess. But yeah, the tower's definitely the majority of it. And then into the bath and kind of looking at Taslin, seeing what she's doing.
Yeah, you guys enter. The water's clean, has a light, almost blue glow to it. The room is so steamy that you start to lose visibility after about 5 feet away. But it's spacious enough to where you all can have your corner, but enough space in the middle to mingle. It's a well done.
Well, Taslin is waiting like specifically for Yusuf to get done and leave the room, and then she kind of undresses, and I'm assuming they have kind of the light white robe things that they were wearing. So she puts one of those on and then goes out.
The same fairly sheer white robe that, in the way the whole place is humid and steamy, it does start to cling to you. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, yeah.
But you can't see my tattoos through it, and that's the point.
Yeah. Those are obscured. And Poe is just like, I don't give a fuck, and she's dropping her clothes and
we
jumping.
were the first people in there, and we were just like giggling
Still
and splashing in the corner.
Yeah.
And she does a backward swim to one corner and does a slide beckon to you with the finger.
I join her.
Cool. You guys are chilling off in the corner.
We're not chilling. We're making out.
Oh, yeah.
Zero chill.
Yeah. You
chill.
At one point, if Lisa manages to catch, if I manage to catch Lisa's attention just briefly, I'm going to give her like a thumbs up and a...
When Lisa catches up...
Good job.
You just hear a brief like, oh, we're doing this. And then a splash here and there.
Well, she certainly knows how to enjoy herself, and I appreciate that. I will slowly, like high schooly, like inch my way around towards Taslin, just like close, but like not like breaking this, like but close, yeah. And just kind of sitting there, like staring off, like.
There's a little room for the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, you know, leave room. Leave room for the Holy Spirit.
Feder has done as best he can, as best as he knows how to present his availability. It's, the AIM chat status has turned to connected and available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old throwback.
Yeah.
Taslin's kind of undoing a lot of the braids that are in her hair, and especially like unwrapping them from around her horns.
Sure.
And she kind of like notices him.
Knows him watching, and you're
slinking over, and
you get a little bit more showy with that.
A little bit.
And Yusuf, none of this is subtle.
What's fifth wheel over here?
Yusuf is actually also taking out the ponytail of his hair.
Doing it a little bit for show. No? Okay.
No, it's more of just like letting his hair down. And
he's enjoying himself, yeah.
And his demeanor is like he's very relaxed, and he just kind of falls into the water and kind of does a dead man float, but under the water. You can still see him, but...
I'm going to give him like 2 minutes, and then I'm going to poke him.
You're going to poke him?
Yeah, just like... Sure I look over to Taslin as he's just submerged.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think he's okay, yeah.
Why don't you could poke him in the butt, or you could even pull his tail.
I don't know, this seems like a religious thing to him, and I appreciate that.
I guess.
To each their own.
His religion is annoyingly strong.
Yeah, well, again.
After a few moments of conversing, trying to poke the goat, you see an attendant enter, the one that you ordered, a tabaxi female walk in into sheer robe, and she glides in, there's a little platform off to one of the sides where you guys aren't, that you can connect the little tray to, and it has a selection of meats and cheeses and vegetables and a basic assortment of just relaxation food. Nothing too hearty, nothing too strenuous, and a few different smaller glass cups of mead.
I'm 100% doing an insight check though on this, just because I'm still weirdly paranoid about life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fairly distracted. 14.
14.
I wonder why.
On the up and up.
It's not at all the rock star that you dumped in your tray. It's totally...
I'm going to jump out of the water to grab us a drink, but can I try and like catch her before she leaves?
Oh, she doesn't leave.
She stays
Yeah,
there.
You guys outward
attendant.
attendant.
Sorry.
She gets into the water.
Yeah, she's into the water.
okay,
she's
okay,
in
okay.
the sheer robes and
Okay.
all that.
So I like ask her for a drink, I guess, for the both of us.
Oh, absolutely.
And what's your name?
My name is Desta.
Desta?
Yeah.
Are there a lot of tabaxi here in Edgewater, Desta?
A few.
I just bought a book with illustrations by a lady named Flower Fissa. Do you know her?
Name doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, they were just so beautiful. I just wondered it'd be so cool to meet her.
Oh, I'm sure.
They were like tiefling illustrations. They were really hot. Do you want to see?
You brought the book here?
I mean, it's in my chest. Never mind. Bad idea. It's wet.
Different kind of chest.
Yeah. She hands you the 2 glasses and gently puts them into your hands and brushes her hand against yours as a courtesy. Like, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm here for anyone else if they wish. For whatever you wish.
Sure, drinks, some smokes. I'll take some.
Oh,
of
yes. She grabs a pouch from the tray
these. Anyone mind?
and hands it to Feder. Here, you can disseminate amongst your friends.
No, I just, I appreciate some people have sensitivities to these things.
Poe, are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Don't care.
Cool. Do you mind if I smoke?
Go ahead.
Can I show you a really cool trick?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
And I slide over to Yusuf. And I poke him. I was like,
Yusuf
watch.
pulls his head out of the water.
Poe swims over in front of, so she's sitting next to you, Laysa's sitting next to you, and then Poe is directly in front of you. Her eyes are like
You
very
gotta-
interested.
Like, tieflings can do this. You got to watch this really cool trick.
What is it you can do? You
And
can do
I
a trick.
put my cigarette up to my mouth and I try to light it.
She's looking expectantly. Her eyes are bright, and she's so into what Laysa's trying to do.
Insult her game, dude.
Looking at Yusuf like,
This is the crucial moment of the campaign that decides the big bad evil guy.
The crucial thing is that we don't have matches in the water.
You are correct. We do not have matches in the water.
But it's a tiefling magic thing. You have magic, Poe says. She's like, oh, goody, I like to see magic.
Anything I could do is not going to be good for this space.
never mind. I'm too wet. Sometimes we can light cigarettes with our fingers.
Oh, yeah. She seems
My
a
aim
little
is not
sad.
good enough to like do a teeny tiny eldritch blast. Like I thought about it, but it is not good enough.
If there's smoking implements in here, are there matches and stuff like
Yeah,
as
some
part
basic.
of the decor? Oh, sweet. I mage hand one of those over.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm trying really hard.
Are you doing it stealthily? So Poe is
try.
pretty wrapped into this. Let's see if she's actually observant.
7.
7?
Oh, 8. I forgot I have a +1 in stealth.
Okay.
It's a whole line of them walking over.
Poe is too enraptured into what Laysa's trying to do. She's still, her attention, like, her eyes flick, but she might just see something off to the side. She doesn't really register it.
So is the floor tile? Or is it like stone? What's
it's
the
smooth stone.
smooth stone?
Yeah, slightly warm. It's heated somehow.
Is there any grout anywhere close to us?
Not really.
You don't have prestidigitation?
No, I'm not a mage.
I see what he's trying to do,
Okay.
and I just and how it's like taking really long time and failing, and I just like roll my eyes and use
I
prestidigitation.
haven't tried to light it yet. I'm looking for a place to do it.
Okay.
I just roll my eyes and use prestidigitation and light the match.
The match starts to go. It almost goes out, then comes back, and it's good to go.
You see it dip, so the flame goes up a little bit, and then it goes back and kind of raises right in front of her. Cigarette.
Roll a performance, Laysa.
Oh, suck a butt. Okay, that was 7 total.
7 total?
Yeah.
There are some seams to it. You get the sense that as impressive as that would have been for Poe, I think she's more interested in you than the actual trick.
Well, anyway, my hands were wet, so usually I'm like cooler about it, but
The whole time this is going on, my tail is like underwater, like slowly rubbing. Just like slowly rubbing up the leg.
and then I offer Poe the
Of Taslim.
same cigarette that
Sure,
I'm smoking.
you guys share it.
And then because I feel bad for Yusuf Fifth Wheel, I like offer it to him because he's about to get booted out of his room for the night.
He declines.
He declines.
gracefully, but he declines.
And then we go back to our corner.
I actually briefly get out of the water, go
Sure.
and get where the tray with the meat is.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like full glasses, half glasses?
They're like half glasses.
Okay.
And you don't even have to get out of the water to get to the tray. It's more of like it overhangs from the ledge, so you can swim up to it, grab it as you need.
It's like a drive-in. It's like Sonic.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so she moves over, swims up to it,
Just two guys eating corn
makes
dogs
like
in the
a
corner.
little halfway gets out of the water, makes a little show of it, takes 2 of glasses, pours the rest of the meat into one of the glasses, so
Okay.
it's like double, and then swims back over to Feder.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta share.
Sure. I mean, I'm more of a whiskey person. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You get it. And the tabaxi looks questioningly to Yusuf. Is there anything I can do for you?
If there's any mead left, I'll have one.
Sure, there's one more. And she brings it to you and gently runs her hand along yours as she hands it to you. And then she just takes her seat next to you in a more considerate thing. She senses you're sitting by yourself, and everyone is everyone is grouped off, but she is sitting next to you.
Okay.
Not as an ulterior motive, but more of a courteous thing. There seems to be a training of manners.
Like a geisha style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like that's
I'm aware.
totally up Yusuf's alley, though.
Yeah.
He will take the role of the client in this and just kind of lean
Okay.
back. Sometimes he has to do what she does. He kind of puts his arms back and open and leans back and lets her cuddle up. And
Yeah, and she does. And there's a faint purr that ripples through her body that you feel.
yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Handle animal natural 20.
Animal handling. Oh,
She is a tabaxi.
Yeah,
Good,
it's just
sir.
it's just a scratch behind the ears, but I find that
Yeah.
spot.
Oh,
And you guys have
Goodness.
your evening. And
Poe and I kind of give each other a look.
okay,
We're gonna head back to the cross scimitars.
sure. You head back and you saunter in, and you see Wisdom just sitting at the table near the window, just staring off into space. Just does a nod like, And you guys head back to
We
your
kinda
room.
give a little giggle and run up to the room.
Yeah. And your evening is set, which just leaves, you three.
I go and find a different attendant.
Okay.
Give them, I'll give them a gold for another private room.
Sure.
And then I take Feder
Sure.
into the other
it's like,
private
well,
room.
it's starting to prune up here. It's probably time to. What?
Cool.
Oh, so we're. Don't wait up. Is that what people?
I think I am going to be waiting up because I don't think I can sleep in my room tonight. So
They leave. And it's just you and the tabaxi. And she's just there. She's there and attentive as you need or don't need. And now you guys get your room, and the attendant offers to be in there to get you anything you need, but he sees what you guys are up to and gives you the space and sets aside the room. So then your guys' part of the evening is pretty much set.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah. Which just leaves Yusuf. You can stay, you can go, you can...
What?
apparently they're
Sorry.
not done.
I just realized that there's an attendant in the room and the possibilities.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, half
He
elf.
doesn't.
If you mention that you wish him to stay, he
Jesus,
goes,
all of you suck at math. What is going on?
It took me a second, okay?
Yeah, no, I
you
understand.
get
He
the
doesn't-
sense...
2 + 1 = 3.
All of you guys get the sense that these attendants are a lot more perceptive and they're able to read the room a lot better than any place you've been. So he starts to hint that he's leaving without being disturbing to you guys enough to give you the opportunity
Sure.
before he leaves
Okay.
to suggest that he might stay.
Taz, he could probably stay.
But that time is ticking. He needs to be respectful of your guys' space and how he's reading the room. So
Up to you.
he starts to head towards...
I
I'm
just
perfectly happy.
slowly shake my head at him.
Okay. Then he walks out.
No.
Oh,
No.
It didn't just.
Slowly shake my head and then I just point back to the
Oh.
water.
He bows his head slightly and heads to you guys. And then Yusuf.
Well, what are your plans for the rest of the evening?
I'm just here to be an attendant as needed. If you wish to go elsewhere, you can, or we can stay here, or I can't leave, but it's up to you.
Fair enough. Thank you for your time.
No problem. I hope this was satisfactory. This was fun, or
It was very pleasant.
Or even more importantly, relaxing.
It is, yes. But thank you.
For sure. And then she gently separates and gives you the space you need.
Okay. He's going to stay in there for probably another hour.
Okay.
And then he will get dressed, leave, and then he's going to head out.
Okay. You're just heading back? Or where are you heading?
He's just going to go off and see if he can find a grove of trees or something.
Grove of trees?
Just meditate for a little bit.
Sure. You leave and start to wander. And just given the nature of everything that's happened, you just pick a direction and go in the city. There's enough intersection and grid-like layout to this city that if you're going to find a grove of trees, you're going to find it. You just pick a direction and you go. And sure enough, you do find, it's an interesting sight, at a larger intersection of road, there's this small little grove, a couple of gnarled trees. And it's interesting because everything else around it has better upkeep. The stones are nice. The stone walkway is nice. The buildings they don't have too much wear and tear. Everything looks nice in this area. The gnarled trees seem to be a bit of an eyesore until you get a little closer and you see that there are flowers and leaves sprouting from it. There's a sense that hits your mind of growth, beginnings, things like that. It works for you. You see, despite the gnarled nature of the branches and the trunk, and you're taken in by this sight, and you almost don't even notice the young half-elf woman kneeling next to the tree, who you recognize from your first visit to the rest of Eldath.
Oh.
Valen Mala?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see her kneeling there at the tree, just staring at it. She looks over after a while, notices you, and gives a really warm smile, and resumes her contemplation of the tree.
How many trees are there?
Like 3. So there's 2 smaller ones that flank a larger one.
Is she at the larger one?
She's at the larger one, yeah. Okay. And as you get closer, you do see the tree itself, by all rights, should be dead. There's just the bark looks rough and jagged, and it looks burnt. It looks kind of burnt from one angle in the dark, but there's these blossoms that still hit there that seem counter to what it is.
Like an older oak?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to...
The visual is maybe more like if you've seen the Sleepy Hollow movie with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
The tree that the Headless Horseman was in.
Mm-hmm.
A smaller version of that tree is the main one, and then 2 smaller trees that gnarl together with it. There's a harmony with how they gnarl out.
Okay.
It's a weird sight, but it doesn't seem too weird to you, and neither to Valen.
I'm going to just meditate a little bit silently next to her, but mainly like thinking about my oath.
Okay.
And the events that transpired last night.
Sure.
And just kind of look for guidance and reassurance that I'm doing the right thing by what I said I would.
Sure. You kneel at the tree next to Valen and look up at it. You study the knots, the twists and turns in the branches, and instinctually your eyes follow them in a more linear fashion, as if almost like you're eyeing a river from a top-down view. There's a sense of flow as you look at the tree, and you get into your meditative state. And while nothing speaks to you, you don't have quite nearly the shocking, the luminous experience that you had when you were submerged with Yurt back in the day. You still get wrapped up in the flow of it. Your mind, your thoughts travel as if they were floating on a river, going from one thing to the next. The pain, the frustration, the confusion, they all bend and turn and move with each other with a current, going from one thought to the next. And for a time, you even dwell on your past, the sharp emotions that yielded, the violence, the escape, the relief. If this were a boat, there would be a rocking back and forth. And you get at this for a while, maybe an hour even, and eventually you just hear a soft voice from next to you. I don't mean to bother you. I just want to thank you again for helping me.
It was my pleasure. I'm happy I was able to.
This tree is kind of a strange one, isn't it?
A bit.
I like to come here when I feel a bit adrift, a bit lost isn't the right word, I guess. More like grounded, that there's a progression, that all things lead to a place, that there's a guiding force. Do you worship Eldath?
I worship the idea behind Eldath, yeah.
I heard what happened at the rest, and I assume you were in the midst of that?
I was.
Did it go as you had thought it would?
No.
I'm sorry.
I am too. It's hard when trying to do what you feel is right when others don't share that viewpoint that you hold dear.
Yeah. It's weird. I might be off base. It reminds me of this tree. She gently leans towards you and points. Just, it's so at odds with everything. There's the beauty, like those flowers are beautiful. The tree is not. It seems like they fight. I always wonder if peace is possible, or if it's this peace amidst whatever this tree is.
It's a very difficult question. Is peace possible? I think it all depends on how much knowledge you have and your viewpoint of it.
I just hear all the time, I hear people in the Storm Court going forth to fight for the greater good, the peace of mankind, that sort of thing. And I don't... Does peace have to be achieved through killing, through death? I don't know. Or is it something where, for those who bring peace to others, they themselves cannot
have peace?
Yeah. Is that the price?
It very well could be.
And who is the peace for? She laughs a little bit. A soft laugh. I had some time to think when I wasn't doing too well. I suppose change is good. It's forward. I don't know. It just feels so cloudy and confusing sometimes.
Well, you are not incorrect.
Does she talk to you? This Eldath?
In a way. Once, at least.
She shifts. I'm sorry. I maybe that's me rambling.
No, you're fine. Would you help me with something?
If I can, sure.
I hold out my hand.
She looks at it for a second, not immediately getting it, but then grasps your hand.
I put my other one on it, and I lay on hands 5 points in her.
Okay.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose she still will listen, so that's good.
I guess.
Speaking of which, how did you get poisoned? And what did it? It was potent, is almost not good enough a word.
Yeah, it was just out in the wilds, the shattered lands. I wanted to be a little touristy, you know? You live here long enough and don't see the sights. What's the point, really, right? So I gave it a try and got as close as I could, but then something in the water.
Attacked you?
No, the thicker water, some of it even black, like an ichor, I felt a lot of things, despair, hopelessness, and some of that even sticks with me today, but it was a rough travel. I shouldn't have gone. I just wanted to see, as anyone here does, that rumored tower, the thing that broke the land, and yet itself is unbroken.
Did you reach it?
No. I got too sick and had to come back.
Were you alone?
No, there was a small group of us. Couple guides banded together. Since those of us who were going, we didn't have weapons, we weren't adventurers or anything like that. So it was a little bit more of a focused force, but because of me, everyone had to head on back. Safety and all that.
No, absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're all right.
Me too. I'm glad someone had an inkling to stop by. And, maybe that's it. Maybe in between all the killing is when the battle really starts, I guess.
Yusuf lets out a heavy sigh. It's like, I think you're closer to the truth than you think. Well, thank you.
Yeah. It was nice to see you again.
You as well. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. I'm glad you at least made it through whatever it was. And if you have people that maybe caused your pain, I don't know, stick around a little longer. Because, maybe this tree is the key.
Good night.
Good night. And she resumes her contemplation, kneels a little bit more, and
he gets up and he just kind of strolls around town till it gets late.
Edgewater at this night especially is peaceful, quiet. There are sounds of bugs and other creatures that any seaside town might have, but it's all muted as you contemplate the night away. And just given your meditation, you don't feel it wear on you physically. And as you see the morning, you feel as if you've had a night's sleep, a good night's sleep.
Okay.
And you feel better about a lot of things.
Out of all the deities across all of the planes, none are as mysterious as Eldith. Many say that her power diminishes in this age of war and bloodshed, and that her essence is especially weak in the year of the demon. And yet she can reach her hand across the vastness of the plains and restore the spirit of a troubled paladin, one who is cursed with infernal heritage. I find that hopeful. Anyway, my tankard is empty and I must move on, but I shall be back soon with more tales of these demon days.
Stanza, phrase, whatever you want to call it. Poems.
Sex epics.
Hey, hush, kobold.
No.
Okay. I don't think I've read
Long-winded,
Wordsworth.
just like
long-winded. Okay.
Just like he is.
Wow. We haven't even.
You're not there. Shut
I
up.
know.
I'd be like, Tessin. It's been less than 6 hours.
No, Taslin has actually been really nice and not said anything.
Yeah.
Fake. Though.
Taslin actually waits for everyone else to leave the room, especially Yusuf. Jeez.
Oh no. Wormwood.
Oh, Rockstar down.
Rockstar
in the
and Wormwood.
Wormwood.
I'm just getting a ton of blooper material.
Because
That
that's kind of funny.
and that is why you should not put your Rockstar in your Wormwood dice tray.
Oh, Wormwood.
It does. It looks like his dice tray is bleeding because the Rockstar.
That just means the TPK is going to happen, guys.
No.
We went to the smutty bookstore.
No.
We went to the smutty bookstore.
Absolutely
Now
not.
we're all naked in the bathhouse. That just means the second we get into the swamp, Aboleth. And we're all dead.
Say that.
Don't give me ideas. Yes, let's pour the coffee on it too.
Yeah, don't put the coffee on it
And
now.
the dog is licking me
Goodness.
right in the crotch while this is all happening. There's a lot going on right now, guys. Just
This is
okay. We're good. Sorry, folks.
Sorry, everyone.
Back to one, folks. Still rolling.
We're good.
all right. Reset.
Resetting. Okay, gang. All right, that's
One of the things that we were talking about before you came today was the fact that like I was totally oblivious to how Feder was very much like, oh, Feder's a really chipper after being with Tasselin, and then I was listening to it in the car once the episode was released, and I was like, oh, Feder has a crush.
Yeah, just a little.
And I had no idea, and Tasselin is still kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
And you're still like,
Well, she's just.
I'm like,
I like slink into the water and
I'm available. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's the like he gets to like Taslin's gonna do whatever the shit she wants, but like I am.
and the,
Right. Yes.
for the bloopers, Feder is just knocking things over left and right.
Yusuf, you have a. We're gonna.
Yeah, you as well.
We're.
Be very careful getting out of the tub.
Yeah.
And getting into the next one. I'm sure.
Yes.
just knocked almost everything off the table.
There's some of this I just can't cut.
So we're gonna.
Oh God.
Then we're
Yeah, you are.
this way. So
Drive
you.
safe.
I mean, you're probably. Yeah. Okay.